Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your weather hazard briefing for Sunday, March 9th. And we'll keep it pretty short and simple this morning because quiet weather is in place and expected to continue here for several more days. Key points here looking at the week ahead. That break between systems dominated by high pressure continues. It now includes Tuesday as well. If you've been watching our briefings over the past several mornings, we were watching whether or not we would see some precipitation in the area on Tuesday. It was trending drier in yesterday's guidance, and that trend has continued. So expecting several more days here of dry conditions and a warming trend across the entire region. Still maybe some patchy morning freezing fog out there. We're seeing a little bit of that today, particularly down around Bear Lake. There may be something lurking up near Idaho Falls as well and in a few other spots, but nothing widespread expected here the next few mornings. And the next few days may be a bit breezier at times compared to what we've seen over the past 48 hours or so. Definitely a little windier as you get up in elevation in the mountains, but especially on Monday, we'll see breezier conditions in the Snake Plain as well. Our next storm system is still posed to arrive on Wednesday. Again, if you've been watching us every morning here on these briefings, we had some uncertainty as to timing of the arrival of this system on Wednesday. Some guidance was holding off until Wednesday night or Thursday. Some guidance was bringing precipitation back into southeast Idaho during the day on Wednesday. And no major trend here in the guidance. Right now, our forecast still does bring precipitation across the region during the day on Wednesday. We'll continue to see if that nudges either direction. But this is going to be another large, wet, multi-day storm system moving in. And it'll be followed by actually a series of systems over a several-day period here that'll keep things active, unsettled with some precipitation, at least right through next weekend, if not into early the following week. Still expecting significant snowfall out of this, at least over a several-day period. It'll be adding up in the mountains to probably a foot or more in many of our ranges. Down in the valleys, mixed precipitation types depending on your temperatures. Predominantly rain to start for the first day or two of the system, generally trending towards snow in many of our valley areas, and it will be breezy across the region with this next storm system as well. Weather risk outlook here again, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, still looking warm, mostly dry. Nice break here under high pressure. A little bit breezy up in Lemhi County, a little bit breezy up at some of the mountain peaks. Also here on Monday down into the Snake Plain, at least a little breezier than we've seen over the past couple days. Did hold on to maybe a brief snow shower up in the Island Park area as well on Monday. Behind the scenes, the story here is actually there is a shortwave trough, a little storm system brushing across our region from the north on Monday. And other than an increase in high clouds, maybe some breezier conditions, generally not expected to bring impacts this far south, with most of any precipitation with that system holding to the north up in portions of Montana. And then as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, we've removed those question marks for Wednesday. At least as of right now, it does appear that over the course of the day, we will see precipitation moving in. You can see that's rain and or snow, depending on your location. As you look at our zones here, breezy conditions continue and perhaps increase a little bit with this system moving in on Wednesday as well. And I'd say right now from the Snake Plain into the Eastern Highland corridor, from Island Park down to Bear Lake, probably seeing the most predominant precipitation moving in during the afternoon or evening hours, but we'll continue to keep an eye on that timing. And finally, Thursday, widespread rain, snow, breezy conditions affecting southeast Idaho. But in the meantime, since we're under that high pressure, we have no watches, warnings, or advisories to contend with here across the region. Current satellite, not very active either, mostly clear. You can see these higher level white wispy clouds coming over the ridge, over the top of the northern Rockies here. And up here in the Island Park region and the Clark County area, as soon as some of those whites move out, you can see kind of an explosion of blue here on the satellite image. And that's where once you lose that blanket of those higher clouds, you get really good radiational cooling, and you can see some either fog or low stratus develop. And most of this appears to be some lower stratus clouds up in that area showing up on the satellite image. Nothing on radar, and it should stay that way here for the next couple days. Winter Storm Severity Index today has nothing. Imagine that, because we have no winter weather in place. High temperatures today gaining a few more degrees over what we saw yesterday, so you can see 50s coming in here across Twin Falls, Shoshone, Burley, Pocatello, very close to that in Blackfoot, and up in Chalice as well. And if you're headed west, 60s. Today's forecast out in places like Boise and Mountain Home. Even over to Island Park and down to Montpelier, we will at least top out in the lower 40s this afternoon. Taking a look at Monday, remember this is the day that weak little shortwave storm system brushes across us from the north. There will be impacts well to the north up in Montana, but you can see from the shading here that any snow shower activity or associated road impacts are generally staying north of our area as well. Maybe some activity up toward Banner Summit points northward, maybe a brief snow shower up in Island Park, but other than that, just some high clouds, some breezy conditions, no other impacts with continued mild temperatures. And here's a look at that high temperature forecast for Monday afternoon. Stepping into Tuesday, again, we've solidified Tuesday as another break between systems, another day of our high pressure remaining predominantly in control. 60s again in the Treasure Valley, 50s again across the lower Snake Plain, the Raft River region, the eastern Magic Valley, maybe close to 60 here into Twin Falls and Burley. Few degrees warmer as well over in the east for places like Driggs, Island Park, Montpelier. And then as we step into Wednesday, interesting thing to note here for Wednesday, yes, the storm is moving in. Yes, clouds are thickening. Precipitation should be expanding across the forecast area over the course of the day, but we're not yet swapping out our air mass. The earlier the clouds move in, the earlier the precipitation moves in, that may hold temperatures down a couple degrees. And of course, later activity moving in may allow them to rise a couple degrees, but overall, no big change here compared to what we're seeing here for the next few days with 40s and 50s for those warmest readings region-wide. That's what we're looking at here. As always, feel free to reach out to our office if you have questions, comments, concerns, or support needs. And everyone have a great Sunday.